First of all, I'd like to say that every job that's done in the military across all branches, Coast Guard, National Guard, is 100% important. Everything plays its part. I'm not trying to undermine any other job. I told her that I don't want to go out into battle or to combat and do all these crazy cool things you see in movies and stuff, and say that that's all I did in a sense. Like I have a really close relationship with God. I like to believe I do. Well, I know I do, and I don't want to say that in a really brutal way of saying it, I don't want to say that I went throughout combat killing people for the right reason, of course, but that's not all I want to do. I was like, Mom, I want my purpose to be saving people, and having to take a life if I need to save someone else's life. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's what you do indirectly with taking out terrorists and people that are trying to hurt the world. You do that indirectly by doing that, but I want to do it directly. I want to come back and say, like, yes, I saved this person. I saved this person, like morally,
Yeah.
Because you don't know how that's going to affect your brain when everything's over. Guys have PTSD and all kinds of things. And I felt like that would just soften that load up, mentally on me. So that was my reason. Medical stuff has always kind of showed a little interest for me. I was a lifeguard when I was 16. I worked at, the wreck up the street. And when I was there, I took it like super serious. Like when I was on stand, I was serious. Had my glasses on, head was constantly on the swivel, but it didn't. I knew that I was there to like save someone if they, were possibly to drown, but it didn't hit me until I, met this little boy that was in the pool, and maybe he was maybe about 5 or 6, and his mom was standing there, but she was facing the other direction, something that we literally like learned about in lifeguard class, it happens all the time. And this kid just like started like drowning. But when people drown, since water gets in their mouth, they can't really talk or scream. They splash, right?
Yeah.
Since there's a bunch of people in the pool, there's splashing going on everywhere. And I noticed it. I jumped in the water and, I did like normal procedure and I got him out the water. And someone had to get on stand for me, we checked him out, I make sure he didn't hit his head or anything, something I may not have seen, anything like that. And like, that's when I kind of had a feeling that I wanted to save people, but it wasn't aware to me yet. And
that was when it hit, basically.
Yeah.
That moment.
Yeah, that's kind of when it hit. Exactly. And like I said, that was like when I was about 16. And then stuff happened later throughout life. There's something that happened at prom my junior year and a bunch of other stuff I won't get into that put me in a situation where I was in a, opportunity to save somebody and help them. And I didn't want to be in the position out there in the battlefield to where I could look at somebody that's hurt one of my teammates and not know what to do. I just, there's something inside me that just won't let it happen. Anyway, so fast forward a little bit, I go talk to the recruiter, go through MEPS, which is like the military, like physical. They do like eye tests, hearing tests, motor skills, all that kind of stuff. We're here for like 13 hours, by the way. And the one here in Dallas, there's no windows for about 10 hours. I didn't see the sunlight for 10 hours, man. It was fucking ridiculous. And then I met my special warfare recruiter, and I met the developer here in Dallas, who are two outstanding men, absolutely amazing guys, who have helped me come along my way and train and get better. Teach me how to swim, because a lot of people don't know that you swim in the Air Force. You swim in the Air Force, okay? for my career field,
so much for the chair force.
So the chair force, right? Right? I get that joke from people, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. That's not what I'm doing, but I get the joke. But yeah, man, that's just how the military thing's been going on. Like I said, I hurt my knee, so that's all kind of on pause. I've just been doing like calisthenics and stuff. I've been trying to swim, but yeah.
Yeah, it feels like so much whenever people hear military, they automatically think like the movies. You go out shooting people and whatever.
Dude.
Like, how does that make you feel that you're getting into that? Because like veterans are obviously gonna have like their own perspective, but you as a recruit,
right?
And like as you starting out, how does that make you see that perspective of it?
It's kind of one of those situations. I've trained under a couple like special operations operators like active right now. I'm not gonna say any names, obviously, but
no, you're fine.
Yeah. Who I've asked that question to, And it's not something that you want to ask somebody like out on the street, like, have you killed anybody or how's combat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not a normal question you want to ask, but he told me and the group that he was help training, he was like, hey, man, feel free to ask me anything, literally anything. He's like, I believe you guys are going to be out there doing it. So even if I'm uncomfortable talking about it, I'll give you as much as I can handle telling you because I feel like it'll be helpful for you if, when you get there. So it's kind of something that I feel like I won't understand till I really get there, But like I said, as a kid, I was doing all that kind of stuff. I wanted to go out and
Oh, yeah, it's like everyone at one point.
Yeah.
Like, man, I want to do that shit.
Yeah,
Like blow stuff up.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Do all the cool, video game
Yeah.
stuff. But coming into like reality, like as an adult, I know that it's something that definitely doesn't come without its mental challenges. But I believe that through God, my family, and my brothers, and the instructors of when I get there that are gonna train me for 2 years. That's how long my training is, roughly 2 years. That I'll be prepared as much as I can be without being in it yet.
Right.
So that's how I feel about that. We do a lot of what's called water confidence. It's called WaterCon for short. I post like a lot of it on my Instagram, where it's not just swimming, right? Every exercise is meant to test you mentally. And I personally think it leads into, what you were asking about with the, excuse me, asking about with like how you feel about like the battlefield, because like we do this exercise called underwater. It's kind of like a warm up, right? Where it's pretty much holding your breath, swimming from one side of the pool to the other. It's like 25 meters, right? Without coming up to take a breath. You do like a specific stroke. It's called a keyhole stroke. We do stuff like that, and you do them at a fast pace almost, and it's really testing because like when you feel, if you're holding your breath long enough, you feel like that, like in your body. Yeah. We call it a guppy because you let out a little bit of air, like a little guppy, but that you still have like 30 seconds of air left. A lot of people don't know that. So if you just like stay calm and breathe, I know you can't really breathe, but like you learn
just, like calm.
Yeah, you learn to just like relax your body and continue. You'll make it. We do that. We do what's called buddy breathing, which you guys can Google if you want. It's when two people have their heads next to each other, all on each other, and you guys pass snorkel between each other, and it's like there's a bunch of splashing and all different types of harassment that we go through. And the key is if you stay calm and stuff while you do it, you'll make it through. It still sucks. It's definitely not fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun, but it's definitely something I consider myself to be stronger at than like on land. Yeah. So that I think that helps us get ready for like when chaos is going on around you. You need to be able to sit down, stay focused, and be able to do something as simple as pass a snorkel. Because those, when you like adrenaline hits and you start to panic, those I think it's called gross motor skills, which are like simple stuff, it becomes almost like difficult for your body because the adrenaline pumping through your hands and you're shaking and all kinds of stuff. So just something as simple as this, and remembering that someone else has to breathe because you're both underwater. So I have to take a breath. I can't take one too long because the longer I take my breath, the less like my buddy has time to breathe. He's holding his breath while I'm taking my breath, So all that kind of stuff I believe translates into training into when you get to the battlefield.